Good morning. Hello, everybody. How's you doing on a Sunday? How we doing? How's everybody? I had to put my mixed media stuff away. I cleaned it all up last night. Now I got to get it all put away. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Bma's Crafty Corner. I'm Bma, better known as Else. And today is Sunday Funday. Yeah, today's the day that a whole bunch of us let's say mature ladies get together and act like a bunch of 12-year-old boys. Yes. That is exactly what we do today. Oh, these got to go in the mixed media bin. So I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm going to put these away. Okay. My apologies. See, this is what happens when you go to sleep at 3:30 in the morning. You wake up in the next day and you're like, what am I supposed to do? And you don't know. And you're totally thrown off. So let's get out this. We're going to chat for a couple of minutes because I'm a little late, so I want to give everybody a chance. Hello, Miss Maggie. Hello, Gypsy. Hi, Jennifer. Did you get to see the volcano going off? I heard it was something to see. Hello, Miss Candy. Hi, Christine. Hello, Roseanne. Oh, you didn't get to see it? Oh, well, that's a good idea, Gypsy. Yeah, do everything in advance, 12 degrees and 5 inches of snow. Fabulous for you. We're having near record highs. I noticed this morning, I was sitting outside, and every spring, my palm trees, they're date palms, they sprout these like long green things that turn into the dates. And you can't eat them because they're not, what the hell's the word I'm looking for? I only have female trees. There's no male trees. So we don't get the dates. We just get the berries, And Carla! Hi, Tammy! And so, we don't get actual dates. We just get these like berries. And it only happens in the spring. And I looked at the tree this morning and that sucker's growing one. I was like, oh, you're confused. So either my trees think that it's spring again or that one's a lesbian. I don't know. But yeah, so as weird as it is, I have my date palm is sprouting spring dates, which will make the pack rats happy because I live in the desert and we have pack rats everywhere. And I have 2 elementary schools down at the corner. So the fence behind my house, the wall, they kind of use it as a super highway. We sit up there and watch them go by. It's really funny when 2 of them come together because they don't know what they're supposed to do. It's really hilarious. And it drives the dog crazy. Like, Ozzy doesn't care, but Gigi, oh my God. Gigi thinks she has to hunt everything that's smaller than her that's in the yard, except she won't go after the hummingbirds. Yeah, they're pokey. So this morning, yesterday, hello. Yeah, how you doing? Harry's coming to say good morning. Yesterday, I did my Christmas shopping for me. And if you don't know this, Hubber lets me sit down and go through Amazon and just pull whatever I want and then just buy it. I put it in a Christmas wish list during the year, and then, I go over it, and then I decide what I want, and I buy it. Go watch church. So, there's a really good reason for this behavior. We've been together for over 20, just about 20 years. It's like 18, 19 years. And in all the years that we've been together, he has screwed up Christmas so many times. And I love him to death, and he knows me better than anybody. But there was a Christmas, and it was the Christmas before my mom passed away. And so 13 Christmases ago. And Hubbard was very excited because he bought me a present. Now, understand that one of the reasons Hubbard loves me is because I had a full set of tools when that man met me, and I wasn't afraid to use them. I could cook. My house was clean. I had tools, power tools included, and I knew how to use them. And I would fix my own car, home repairs, all that kind of stuff. So, as far as he was concerned, he hit the lottery. So we were together probably about 6-7 years when he did this. My mom always bought me power tools. Okay. But the power tools my mom bought me were like out there. They were different. I have like the highest rated Sawzall they have. Like this thing it'll cut steel. It was a prototype with a laser on it for my circular saw. It's like, that's the kind of thing my mom didn't just buy me a Dremel. She bought me like the whole thing. Hi, Edna. So, and my mom was gay. And so she really didn't know how to relate to a girl like me, a girly girl. I'm not girly girl. I'm only girly girl sometimes. But then she always bought me something girly. And no matter what, every year on Christmas, there was a gift certificate on the tree for See's Candy for a pound of candy. That was a thing my mom did my whole life. Like my whole adult life, as long as I can remember back. Now, bless her heart, my daughter has kept up that tradition. Every year for Christmas, she comes over to my house and she puts a gift certificate on the tree for See's Candy. Now, I can't really eat it anymore, so a box of See's Candy, 1 pound of See's Candy lasts me a whole year. So Mike was, yeah, it can feel dressed T-Rex pretty much, yeah. So one year for Christmas, Mike thought he was doing, he's like, I got this. And I opened up my present that day, and he was very specific about how I opened them. And I was like, okay, so he gave me the big one first. And I opened it, and it was an air compressor. And every other present I got that year from him was tools for the air compressor. I got like quick change hoses, and I got like, and I was like, whoa. I got like an impact wrench and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. There was nothing personal under the tree from him. And hi, Miss Janie. So, yeah, he took the air compressor back and all the tools. And was beside himself because he had no idea like what he had done wrong. And I told him, I said, look, my mom buys me tools. My mom buys me tools because she doesn't know what else to get me. And because my mom taught me how to fix a car, and my mom taught me how to build furniture, and my mom taught me how to reupholster things. That's why my mom buys me tools. My mom buys me tools because she knows I'll use them. But my mom also always buys me something else. Like my mom would buy me a tool and buy me a gold tennis bracelet, gold diamond tennis bracelet. She knows that I love sapphires. And so, she went out and she got, she bought a raw sapphire and had it cut down for me, and then had it put in a setting that was, a poured gold setting. I don't wear gold anymore, but yeah, I do when I go out. I do put it on when I go out. No. So Hubbard has decided that he's not buying me presents anymore. He did do real good one year. He bought me a Pandora bracelet in white gold, and it has charms on it for all of our kids, and they're very specific to our children. And he did really good that year, but he's given up. He's given up. He's like, you have every single kitchen appliance you could possibly ever want. And I do. He's like, you have more craft supplies than a craft store. And I do. So he's just like, I just don't know what to get you. Like, I don't know. You are literally the woman who has everything, and anything that I want during the course of the year, if I just, he buys it. So it's like, because he lives by this philosophy of happy wife, happy life. And, he buys me something and I make him breakfast. So it's a trade-off. So he doesn't buy me gifts anymore. So now what he does is he just twice a year, because my birthday's in June and Christmas in December, I spend 6 months putting stuff on a wish list, marked Christmas wish. And then for my birthday and for Christmas, he just comes over and stands here and he just stands behind me and he goes, put it in the cart, 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 press pay. And I push the button and all my stuff starts to arrive. So I woke up this morning and I went out, I got my breakfast and everything. And then I went outside and I told the Amazon people, you need to knock on the door, knock on the freaking door, put the package down, knock on the freaking door. So that, people know that their packages have arrived. I bet you we'd have a lot less porch pirates if people did this. Because sometimes those little text messages don't come in for like 10, 15 minutes. And that's enough time for somebody to steal your package and run away. Hi, Patty Ann. So I got up this morning. I made my breakfast. I went outside with the dogs. I picked up my phone and I went to scroll and I went, oh, there's a thing from Amazon. Let me check that. Oh, my package was delivered and nobody knocked on the door. So I go out front to get my package. I see the picture. I go out front to get my package. My package is there. And I pick it up like this. Does anybody see the problem? My package is this little piece right here. That was the only thing that was sealed on it. At some point, it was not sealed when I picked it up. So it's supposed to have 3 items in it. And it had 2. So one of the items was missing. Well, if you go to their, like, is there a problem with the delivery? There's nothing that says something's missing. It's like the package is damaged. Everything in the dang thing is damaged. The delivery driver broke something at your property. You know what I mean? There's no small option. It's all mass. So I was like, son of a. So I had to get on the chat with them this morning. And it took me like 8 times getting her to understand. The package arrived. 1 item is missing. Package was not sealed. This is not sealed. The strip is gone, but the bag has never been sealed. It looks like somebody took it and just went, like, folded it and went like that with it. And then it just, Hold on. I got to see what this is. I like it. I like it, baby. It's party. So I'm like, literally when I picked it up, because it had weight in it, it popped open. And there's no way to tell them that. So I was like trying to explain it. And she's like, well, what item is damaged? It's not damaged. It's missing. And then that's the thing. This is heavy. And this is heavy. We all know that. This is magnets and envelopes for my guys, you know. So we know that's heavy. And this, well, this is a new toy. And I've wanted one for a really long time, and I got one. You guys are gonna, after I just told you that story. It's a tool. This is it's a miter cutter. So I want this for my crafting because I can cut things like heavyweight things at an angle. So like popsicle sticks, if I want to do like popsicle sticks and I want them to be, I don't know, like a 45-degree angle, I can put them in here. This thing turns. See, it turns. And so I can put this piece in here and I can cut like this, put it on there, and I can cut it. And it makes a nice clean cut, right? So, yeah. So, yeah. So I ordered a tool. Shut up. It's for crafting. It's for my crafting. But I wanted one for a long time, and they're kind of expensive, but they had one on sale for Christmas, and so I got one. But what didn't come was my eyelets. I ordered a package of eyelets, which is very light. So I'm thinking what happened is that the bag was open. They pulled it off the shelf in the truck or out of the bin or whatever. And whatever was, you know, the light one kind of flew out, and then nobody noticed it. I don't think anybody took eyelets. I just think they fell out. Okay. Oh no. It'll straighten out. Oh, I know. Patty Ann, trust me, it's as much as I cut stuff like thicker materials and stuff, it's hard to, but that thing just boom, done. All right. So we're going to play the feud, the not so family friendly feud. That's right. We're going to act like a bunch of 12-year-old boys for the next 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour. I don't know. And then when we're done doing this, I'm actually going to get my printer set up. The new printer came in. That came in like 3 days ago, and I still haven't put the dang thing up there. But I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning. Just playing Wizard with the Hubber. I've been playing that stupid game for 18 years. Oh no. Wow. Wow. All right, guys, so let's see. Today is the 14th. 12/14. Can you believe it's getting that close? Tomorrow I'm actually going to do all of my Christmas shopping. It's easy. I just got to buy one thing for each person and a gift card. That's it. That's all they're getting this year. So my daughter, though, she gets a lot of stuff. I don't know what the hell to get my son-in-law. I would love to have slept till noon. I went to bed at 3, got up at 8. I have the game this morning, and then I have a meeting this afternoon with one of my previous coven members. I don't practice anymore, other than with my Hubber, because I'm bound. But I have from my former coven that I was the head of. I have one of the gals is getting married, and she wants a hand fasting, and she's one of my adopted kids. I can't tell her no. So her and her husband are coming over today, after the live, so that I can go over the ceremony with them. Aw, that's so sweet. You're a zombie? Cool. All right, guys, you guys know the drill. 10 questions. You give me the answers. I watch live on YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up right now. Copy. Close. Okay, I have so many tabs open right now. It's disgusting. My computer's going, hey, lady, what are you doing? All right, so let's go ahead and put this on live chat. Because of the rules on YouTube, I am going to read you guys the official rules of the game. I know, it's blarby, blar, 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 blar. Anyone can play. All answers must be given prior to the stop. Answers after the stop not counted. I will give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When my finger leaves the screen, I'm going to press the stop. And it looks like this. And then I will refresh. So, answers will be scored based on ranking. If you get the top answer on the card, you get 5 points, so on and so forth down the card. If there's more than 5 answers on the card, everything from the 5th answer down is a point. Also, you can get a point if I think your answer should be on the card. And if it says something like shirt and t-shirt later on, you get whatever the highest point is of those two things. Each player's your own team. No Googling is allowed. Don't Google it and then complain about the answers. Weekly prizes as well as monthly prizes will be awarded in the event of ties. Ties will be resolved by a number draw. Numbers will be randomly drawn until a winner from the top scores is found. You must be subscribed to my channel, have no outstanding unpaid orders, and provide me with some shipping information in order to win. And this game is open to everyone, but only those in the continental United States are eligible for physical prizes. If you're outside of the continental U.S., I send you a digital. Blar, 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 blar. Okay, you guys could probably say that whole thing, live yourselves. Wah, 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 wah. That was every adult in Charlie Brown. All right, here we go. First question. What would you do if you saw your neighbor was growing marijuana in their garden? What would you do if you saw that your neighbor was growing wacky weeds, laugh lettuce, in their garden? I'll tell you what, in some areas, if the neighbors were growing that in the garden, neighbors would be more neighborly. I'm just saying. People might know their neighbors at that point. What would you do if you saw that your neighbor was growing laughing lettuce in their garden? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All righty. Stop is in. Let's go ahead and refresh the chat. Number 1, answer. Get you some. Number 2, just ignore it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Do nothing about this. Number 3, call the cops or the DEA. I don't even think that applies anymore. Number 4, help tend the garden. And number 5, just laugh about it and move on. All right, so let's go up to the top. Roseanne said, do nothing. She gets 4 points for that. Candy says fertilizer. That is helping to tend the garden. 2. Edna. Visit them more often. That's going to be 5 because you're getting some. Oh, let's see. Christine and Janie. Both of these lovely ladies said none. 4. Oh, Miss Maggie. She is going to help them tend their garden. That's 2. Let's see who's next. Miss Tammy. And Miss Tammy said that she's going to go to their house. She's going to visit. She's going to become a better neighbor. So 5 for her. Patty Ann. Patty Ann says, just ignore it. That's a 4. And Miss Gypsy. She said, get some clippings. That's a nickel. Hi, Kristen. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, that's 9. Next question. We asked 100 women. Name something men are good for. We asked 100 women. Name something men are good for. My immediate answer, and I'm going to tell you, don't say this because it's not on the list, is squashing bugs. My son, my oldest one, oh my God. I'd be like, ah! He'd be like, what? Like, there's a spider. He would walk over barehanded, just slap it. Go over to the sink, rinse his hand off, and walk away. You're such a girl, Mom. Yeah, it's a prerequisite to being a mom. You're the hunter of all bugs. Yeah, no, I leave that to Ginger. If there's a bug in the house, Ginger will chase it. I told you, anything smaller than her, other than hummingbirds, she will chase. And like, I can't say things like car repairs and stuff because if like my car needs oil change and I've given Mike like 3 weeks to do it and it hasn't been done. So if it's not done this weekend, being today or tomorrow, on Tuesday, I will go out there and I will move my car to the bottom of the driveway and I will climb underneath my car and I will drain the oil out of my car and then I will put the drain plug back in. I will remove the filter and I will change that oil myself. After 50 years, he just realized you're afraid of bugs. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you slap him in the back of his head? All right, we asked 100 women, name something men are good for. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Refreshing. All right. Number 1 answer, giving good loving. I don't agree with that, but that's okay because only 20 of those 100 women said that. Paying the bills. Number 3, strength, heavy lifting. Number 4, car repairs. Number 5, yard work, home repairs, companionship, or absolutely nothing. So let's go up to the top. Roseanne said the heavy lifting, and that's 3. Jamie says fixing things. That's 2. Jersey says the honeydew list. That's kind of everything, right? All right, we're going to give her a point for that one because the honeydew is everything. Taking out the garbage, says Edna. And that, again, is on that number 1 thing down there. Handy. You get a point for honeydew stuff. All right, so we are looking for. Christine says, put gas in the car. That's a honeydew. Maggie says, do the heavy lifting. That's a 3. Miss Tammy says, fixing things. 2. And Patty Ann said, I don't see anything. Hold on, I'll find it. I know it's here. I'm going to refresh. Patty Ann. I don't see Miss Patty Ann. All right, I don't see one from Patty Ann. Did she not answer that question? Oh no. Oh. I'm looking. Okay, I don't see an answer from Miss Patty Ann. Here we go. Oh my. If you had a fairy godmother, you might ask her to double the size of your what? If you had a fairy godmother, you might ask her to double the size of your what? Now remember, they've asked this questions of, everybody. This is a general population question. Well, I don't see it. What was it? Let me go over and see if it's over here, because I don't see it. Let's see. I see Roseanne, Janie, Jersey, Maggie, Tammy. Oh, you initialed it. Okay. I got you. Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. Right now, I don't have a moderator in the room. Carla was here, but she left, so I don't have a mod in the room, which means there's nobody to ask if they want to let it publish. All right, let me go back over here. All right. So if you had a fairy godmother, you might ask her to double the size of your what in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got you, girl. I know what you're talking about. Although I have to tell you, the moderation on this is supposed to be. Hold on. Let me see. Best I can tell, the moderation on this is supposed to be like low. Oh, basic save. All right, so I changed the moderation. So we'll see if that helps. So if you had a fairy godmother, you might ask her to double the size of your what? Number 1 answer, your income or bank account. Hi, Hubber. Number 2, your short schlong. Number 3, your boobs or your wife's boobs equally, or the house or garage. Apparently, boobs and garages and houses are all the same. And then the next one here is your heart or your IQ. So you're either Grinchy, you live in your wife's boobs, you have a short schlong, or you need a bigger bank account. So there's only 4 answers on this card. Technically. Oh. Yeah, I saw that. All right. Let's see. This is the dishwasher. She's going to be right back. Has a call. Patty Ann will let it write it. Here we go. Okay, I got it. Christine. Christine said the bank account. That's a nickel. Roseanne, Jersey, Janie. Candy, Maggie, and Tammy. Patty Ann. I am looking for making sure I got everybody, because because I don't have. Okay, I'm not seeing that. There we go. Name something that you might injure if you do yard work in the nude. If you're a naked gardener, what could you injure? Oh, no, wait, stop. Name something that might injure you if you garden in the nude. Sorry. Name something that might injure you if you garden in the nude. So Christine and Roseanne, I'm going to take your first answers out, just so I don't look at them later and go, what the heck? All right. So name something that might injure you if you do gardening in the nude. I think that was on like 1,001 Ways to Die or something like that, where there was somebody walking down the street, and it was a small town, and they had like the park in the middle of Main Street. So Main Street kind of did the one-way thing around this park, and the city was out there, the town was out there with the mower mowing the park, and the mower, it was a ride-on, and the mower shot a rock into somebody walking down the street, and it went through and through, but it ended up killing that person, and they thought that they had gotten shot. Come to find out, after some really, because it looked like a small caliber bullet, after some careful examination, they were able to determine that there was no heat or anything on the wound, and that it was a rock that actually did it. Yeah, stupid stuff. All right. Name something that might injure you if you're gardening in the nude. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mowing is dangerous. I used to yell at my kids when they were little. Like, first off, when they were really little, I had a regular mower, and after I watched it throwing stuff, that was it. I went and I bought a push mower. I didn't have a very big yard, so I just bought a little push mower, and I would go out and I would just mow the lawn that way. And I would always tell my kids to get away from stuff, and I would get ticked when they would mow the grass at the school during school hours. Like, I would go over to the school and complain, and they were like, "Lady," and I was like, "No, you don't understand. How fast do you think that cutting blade is going?" And it's shooting stuff everywhere. I remember getting hit in the ankles and stuff when I was a kid from my dad mowing the lawn. Holy crap. Yeah. Just crap. All right, here we go. I am going to refresh. And then I'm going to give you guys the answers. So name something that might injure you if you are working in the yard in the nude, if you're gardening in the nude. Number 1, a tool or weed whacker. Number 2, a thorn plant or tree. Number 3 is the sun. Number 4, bugs, wasps, or other pests. And number 5, an angry neighbor, some rocks, or the cold or snow. If you're outside gardening in the snow to begin with, let's just say there's 3 feet of snow and you're gardening. If you're naked on top of that, you deserve that injury. Okay, so let's go up to the top here. I have Roseanne said snake. And that's 2. It's a pest. Jamie says some tree branches. And that's 4. Christine says the weed whacker. That's a nickel. Candy says the rake. It's a tool. 5. Patty Ann and Miss Maggie both get the nickel. Tammy says flying rocks when you're mowing or weed eating. So that's a tool. And that'll get you a nickel. Gypsy says trimmers. Those are tools. And I think Edna's still on a phone call. So she's out of that one. Yes. Okay. Next. If a man died while cheating on his wife, name something his wife might do with his ashes. Wowzer. If a man dies while cheating on his wife, name something his wife might do with his ashes. Gotta love Christine. She thought about that for a second, then she went, flush them. If a man died while cheating on his wife, name something his wife might do with his ashes. If a man dies while cheating on his wife, name something his wife might do with his ashes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Putting in the stop. All right, let's go ahead and refresh again because I only have 4 answers. All right. Christine says flush them. Oh, wait, I should tell you guys. Flush them or down the drain. That's number 1 answer. Number 2 is put them in the trash. Number 3, give that to his hoe. And number 4, pee on him. Number 5, burn him again. Just don't claim his butt or put him in potting soil in the backyard. All righty, let's take a look. I have an answer from Christine. Hey, Lily, what's up? All right, so I have Christine. She says to flush him. And that is 5. Jamie says flush. 5. Patty Ann, flush. 5. Jersey, down the drain. 5. All right, I do not see answers for Roseanne, Candy, Edna, Maggie, or Tammy. Tammy's buffering. Okay. I'm going to try to refresh again just to see if I get anything else. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see anything there. I'm going to go over and look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Patty Ann said fertilizer. Did you point? No, Patty Ann already said the other one. Okay, let me look. Candy said flush. Maggie said flush. Edna's probably still on the phone. Throw it in the trash. 4. Thank you. I'm looking for Tammy's. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see some stupid stuff. Okay, I see. I see her saying, right, Janie, been there. Buffering bad. Marie, hello. I'm there. Seriously, Tammy, you see it. Nobody else does. Tell me what you said. Patty Ann, if I can impose on you. Thank you. All right, Tammy, I'm going to give you the 5 points. I don't see you. So we're going to try and work that out. And so I put Patty Ann in as moderator so that hopefully she'll catch some of these, because I don't know what's going on. I have it on basic moderation and it doesn't show it to me. I don't know why. Let me see here. Yeah, there's no, and because it's my channel, there's no way for me to make myself a moderator, and it doesn't show me like when it's not approving it. What a pain in the butt. Hi, Mari. Okay, well, so Patty Ann's going to be in there trying to catch some of these guys, okay? Name something that breast implants feel like. Everybody said hi to you, but you shuffled out the door. Good morning. Good morning. All right, yeah, so I got it. Thank you, Patty Ann. So she's going back through and getting those all put in. Name something that breast implants feel like. Squishy. Let's ask the man. What do breast implants feel like?
I wouldn't know, honestly. I was just thinking about that. I've never been with anyone that's had them.
So you're an au naturel kind of guy?
Yuppers.
Wow, Mari. I hope she's okay. Holy shit. Absolutely. Always find out. Always better to know. And the prayer squad is on it. Yeah, it's always better to know. We don't know what kind of bug it was. They'll know. They'll know. Or they'll have an idea. It was a big black bug. Yeah, the Shaylee, when we were on our trip on her right arm, as we were coming back through Colorado, she felt something walking on her arm, and so she kind of like did this, and the next day her arm was like the whole thing was swollen. It was swollen for like a week, and it itched like crazy. I don't know. There's some weird new bugs going on. All right, name something that breast implants feel like. All right. Well, let us know, honey. Tell her we love her. Damn, the big old black bug beating on the girl. I don't care. She's still a baby. She's Mari's baby. All right. Name something that breast implants feel like in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 1, balloons. Number 2, jello. Number 3 is rubber. Number 4, jelly. And number 5, sponges, sandbags, melons, or balls. Okay, I'm going up. All right. Oh, wait, I got to get to the right spot. Okay, here we go. Jamie said, jello. 4 for you, ma'am. 4. Christine said melons. It's a point. In this game, every point counts. Gypsy says, there's squishy. I think that would be like spongy. So it's a point. Tammy said jello. So did Candy. 4 for both of you. Wait a minute. Candy, didn't you already answer this one? Or did I put it in the wrong place? Tara said jello. 4. Okay, let me try this again. Janie said jello. Christine said melons. I put Christine's in Candy's. You guys know what I did. Patty Ann says balloons. Nicole. Maggie says jello. Roseanne said water balloons. Water balloons. 5. And I think Edna is still on the phone. Okay, so here's 100 dead men. They're dead. We asked 100 married men to name an animal that describes your wife in bed. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh. We asked 100 married men to name an animal that describes your wife in bed. I just did this in my head, and I got to do it again because I think I may have done that. Oh. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. There's 101 responses. Oh, be careful. She drives a big rig, honey, and you're sleeping when she does that. She might just run you off the road. I'm just saying. We asked 100 married men, name an animal that describes your wife in bed. And I'm going to tell you that there's like half of these guys are dead right now. Like their wife went. All right, guys. We asked 100 married men, name an animal that describes your wife in bed in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All righty. Number one answer is a tiger or lion. Tigress or lioness. Okay. Number 2 is a cat. And I think that means a domestic short-haired cat. Number 3, a bear. Number 4, now this is where men start to die. Boa constrictor. Number 5, sloth, opossum, or a bunny rabbit. See what I mean? Some of these guys are dying. All right, up to the top. Candy says tiger. So did Tammy. Christine says cougar. Patty Ann says tiger. Jersey said kitty. 4. Maggie said tiger. 5. I'm refreshing because I'm missing a few answers. Roseanne says a monkey. I'm giving you a point for that because I think that's freaking hysterical. Okay, Miss Edna is still on the phone. Janie says a biatch, meaning a female dog. That sucks. All right, let's see. So Edna's still on the phone. And I don't see Janie's. Anybody? Like other than the doggy comment. Who knows why monkey would be? Because it's YouTube. And they're cuckoo. A dog. Okay. I'm sorry, honey, but that's not on there. 4 answers on the next question. What do most people prefer to do in the dark? That's the question. What do most people prefer to do in the dark? I don't know. They have gotten so weird lately. One of the channels that I watch regularly, it's a debunking channel for, paranormal. And they have lost their minds. They're hitting them with copyright strikes because they're showing parts of the videos, but that falls under fair use, and that is absolutely acceptable. Like, you can do a song, but you can do like up to 17 seconds of a song without getting a copyright strike. You can show somebody else's content if you are using it to demonstrate a purpose or to critique it or something. So these people just don't like to be critiqued. So they literally like hit him with like 20 copyright violations. Now, he was cleared of all of them because they were all fair use. But it's gotten a little bit ridiculous when you can't do on YouTube what can be done on regular public television. All right. What do most people prefer to do in the dark? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control V. Stop. Number 1 answer, sleeping. Number 2, boinking. Somewhat ugly. Number 3, undressing. And number 4, watch TV or movies. Like, what's the point of watching a scary movie if you have every light in the house on? All right. So let's take a look up here. I have Patty Ann says sleep. Christine says sleep. Tammy says sleep. Janie says sleep. Maggie says sleep. All right. So Patty Ann, Christine, and Tammy. Jenny and Maggie. Roseanne. Edna's still on the phone. And Candy and Gypsy are both boinking in the dark. All right, guys, we're down to our last 2 questions. Then we're going to play 1 round of Urban Myth. And we're going to talk about that one in a minute. Name something a naked cowboy should do very carefully. Name something that a naked cowboy should do very carefully. Name something that a naked cowboy should do very carefully. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jersey baby, you only get one answer. I'm going to refresh. There is your stop. Number 1 answer, ride a horse or bull. Number 2, squat and spurs. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Squat in their spurs. Number 3, cook. Number 4, go through cactus. And number 5, lasso, shoot their gun, light a campfire, or strum their guitar. All right, so we're going up to the top. Patty Ann said horseback riding. That's a nickel. Candy says lasso. That's a point. Although I would think it would be higher up on the list, but you know. Ooh, Christina, gunfight. That's one. Janie and Maggie both say, and Tammy all say riding a horse. Janie, Maggie, Tammy. Blah, 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 blah. Roseanne says rope it. Rope it. It's a point. On the phone. And sorry, no dancing. Other than in bed, where is the most romantic place to make love? Other than in bed, because that's not romantic. Where is the most romantic place to make love? Other than in bed, where is the most romantic place to make love? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to refresh. Chat. Number 1 answer is the beach. Number 2, on the couch or in the living room, a shower or tub. They're all tied. Number 3 is on the floor by the fireplace. Did y'all forget about, rug burn? 2, in the car. And the last one here is in the grass, in the park, in the woods, or in a jacuzzi, which as far as I'm concerned is also a tub. So it's 4 points. All right, let's go up here. We have Candy said on the couch. Number 4. Roseanne says the beach. So does Patty Ann. So a nickel for both of you. Yeah, not romantic. Sand. In places you don't want sand. Jamie Tammy, Jersey. Okay, let's see. Edna's still on the phone. Christine said, in front of a fireplace. 3. Miss Maggie says, hey, Hen. How you doing, honey? On the couch. That's 4. All right, guys, I'm going to give you one. One urban myth question. As long as it's not political. Can't do that one. All right, I'm going to put in a line of garbly goop. I'm going to read the question. Now, remember, this is all or nothing. It's 5 points or 0. So guess if you don't know or go with the crowd. Map makers frequently put fake landmarks on their maps known as copyright traps. Is that an urban myth or is that true? Map makers frequently put fake landmarks on their maps known as copyright traps. All right. Map makers frequently put fake landmarks on their maps known as copyright traps. Is that true or is that a myth? All right. And here's your garbly goop. All right. Let's take a look. That is absolutely true. The practice has also been used by dictionary editors. All right, so this is a true. So let's see. So Janie gets a point. Gets the 5 points. Candy gets 5 points. Hen got her answer in. She gets the nickel. All right. Sorry, Christine. Patty Ann gets the nickel. Maggie gets a nickel. Sorry, Rodan. No, Jersey. No, Tammy. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with the nickel, and that is what I have. Okay. All right. Let's get out the little calculator in case we need it. And let's do some scoring. All right, Miss Roseanne, you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Miss Candy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 41. Edna has 6. Why do I count them? I count them because it counts in your annual overall, and it messes with your percentage. Christine, she has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Janie, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 38, 40, 44. Miss Maggie, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 48. And Miss Tammy, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 46. Patty Ann has 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 54. Honey, that was almost a perfect score. Miss Gypsy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And 5 extra points for the hen. That's everybody. Yeah, you should have gotten the crowd, right? All right, so our winner this week is Miss Patty Ann. And we're going to get her a prize. Okay. A prize. A prize, a prize, a prize, a prize, a prize. Okay, let's see what we got. We got all kinds of stuff. Miss Patty Ann, I'm gonna send you this set. Sorry about the camera there, guys. I'm gonna send you this set of like oversized taggy things. I've learned my lesson not to put these on the outside of the packages because they just fall off. And then I started going, whose is this? So now I put them in the packages. Okay. So. All right. So you guys know I will be here Christmas. Probably not Christmas Eve, but I will be here Christmas Day, and I'll be here New Year's Eve. We're going to be here for the New Year's Eve bash. And one of the things we're going to be doing for New Year's Eve is we're going to be playing the actual game of urban myth. And basically, I'm going to ask random questions until you spell out urban myth. If you haven't noticed, I don't really think I've shown you guys. The back of the cards have letters on them. All of them have letters on them. And so, it's not going to be any points or anything. It's just going to be, whether you get it or not. If you get it, then you'll get a mark. The first person who spells urban myth is going to win the round. So New Year's Eve, we're going to be playing this random questions throughout the night. And so, I saw you, Jamie. I saw you. Tell them you don't need to deliver the stuff. You need to be playing with your friends. It's New Year's Eve. No. There is something to be said for the dedication of America's truck drivers, because no other nation depends on truck drivers the way that we do. Most other countries, they have like small trucks and they have trains that go everywhere. But the U.S. never really did that to the point where it was like beneficial. So we have trucks, and those trucks drive long miles. Matter of fact, highways were actually designed specifically for trucks, even though cars use them. We don't acknowledge that, and I think we should, because they work long, hard hours on days that most of us don't want to work. And guess what? There's no overtime pay for that, and there's no holiday pay for them, and there's really no PTO for them either. They get paid by the mile. Yep. Well, because there's that too, but there isn't anything here like that. The United States is vast, but unfortunately, there's very few rail lines. My mom wanted to take a train from coast to coast. Like, she thought that would be a great adventure. And then she found out that she couldn't. Like, she could take parts of the country on a train, but then she would have to take a bus or a plane to the next destination. Even Sash, when Sash went back to Ohio, I had to take her to the bus station here, and she had to take a bus from here to, I think, Kingman, and then take the train from Kingman to someplace down south, and then she had to take a bus up and then take a train from there into Ohio. Because we just don't have those kinds of train facilities here. But yeah, I would say that the infrastructure in Europe, aside from the fact that they're 300, 400, 500 years, 1,000 years older than the U.S., technically, as far as being a settled modern country, having been raised in the UK, so much more there, as far as like, I can get on a train and anywhere I want to go. Here, no. Here, if you don't own a car and you don't want to take a public bus, because you can take a Greyhound, but who the hell wants to be on a Greyhound for days? And keep in mind that it takes Greyhound to get from New York City to Los Angeles. It takes them like 12 days because of I think it's like a 9-day trip or something like that, because of the way that it travels and the way the route is broken up. It's ridiculous. Well, most of the big towns here have, public transportation, but smaller towns don't. But the other thing is too, is our smaller towns are a lot more rural than they are in the UK, because in the UK it's not really rural. Like, there's really it's not rural like it is here. In the UK, you might have like a 15-minute drive from one town to the next, and that's considered rural. Here, that could be a 2-hour drive. So I know why there's not public transportation for that. But yes, I mean, we spent a lot of time in, the early 1800s building this cross-country railway that doesn't get used anymore. Vegas has rail tracks, and we have trains that go through, but nothing stops here. And we actually have a couple of rail tracks. But there's no Greyhound here. The train station that was downtown has been closed for 50 years. Yes, but you live. Okay, for anybody who lives in the U.S. that has been to New York, specifically the New York City area, so the Bronx, Buffalo, uh, not Buffalo, the Bronx, Brooklyn, uh, Hell's Kitchen, that whole, the boroughs. Okay, that is what the UK is like. Like it's all little towns and communities on top of each other in comparison to the rest of the country. Because like in the UK, if you have a farm and you're just a regular person, you might have an acre or two. In the US, if you're a farmer, you might have 100 acres or two. Because there is a lot more land here than there is throughout the UK. And we have pretty comparable amounts of people between the two locations. So yeah. So I remember, because my grandparents lived in Patterson, I remember my grandmother used to take us, we used to go and have high tea at the Green, and then we'd go to Radio City Music Hall or some other Broadway theater on the weekends to see a production, because my grandmother was very much into the arts. And we could drive from Patterson into the heart of New York. Well, it was 20 minutes from Patterson to the state line, and then cross the bridge, and then 900 million years to get 16 blocks. So that's kind of the way that it is in the UK, specifically in England. It's a lot of small towns, but they're much closer than ours. So transportation there is a lot easier, and they have a better rail system. Japan has an incredible rail system. Oh my God. Like there's a channel called Travel Geek. This guy, okay, Japan is an island, but he travels all over the place, and he either takes trains, and they have trains that go like a couple 100 miles an hour. They either take trains or he takes ferries. And they have, like, if you want to go from one place to another and it's a long trip, they have overnight ferries where you can actually get a room and sleep on the ferry. It's really, I think Japan would be an extremely easy country to travel. I know that the UK is, England specifically, very easy to travel. Ireland's a little bit more spread out. But a lot of the other, like Norway, Spain, Sweden, Italy, they're very dense because people have lived there for so long. Oh yeah, I wouldn't go into the city anymore on the sub. All right, so we're gonna be playing that. Hi, baby. What you doing, honey? What are you doing? You want to go outside? Yeah. Is the hummingbirds driving you nuts at the window? You want to go outside and meow at them? Meow, meow, meow. Yell at them. Okay. We'll go out in a minute. Lay down. Nobody wants to see your booty. All right, so I will be here Christmas Day. Periodically. I'll be here first thing in the morning, like always, because it's Thursday morning, so I'm going to be here as scheduled on Thursday morning. And then I will be here periodically for about an hour to 1 hour and a half at a time, just like we were Thanksgiving. So if you're going to be Sans family for the holiday and you would like to hang out with me, I will be here. And then on the 31st, which is the following Wednesday, we are going to have a New Year's Eve bash, just like we always do. I have sent out project supplies, guys. It's this. These are 11 by 13. Yeah, 11 by 13 envelopes. What? You're on my measuring board. And they have these numbers somebody wrote on them. They're used and they are vintage. But they're not stamped with anything. So, but they're a really cool kind of color and nice heavy paper. And so I thought this would be great. If you've been here for a while, you know what we do. People come on and they all have the same thing. We have to work a project out of it, whatever we want to do. Now, so that'll be on. I am, of course, I have giveaways that day. And on top of that, my guests that come on, they can have giveaways if they want as well. So there's always those opportunities. We do have, like the prizes for this year's game for Family Feud is going to be, I'm going to give those out. And we'll have some announcements about the coming year, including the Projects of 26 challenge, what that's going to be. I'm not totally sure yet. I'm still hedging a little bit, but we'll get there. And what else? For this month, our Project of 25 challenge is wrapping paper. I don't care what kind of wrapping paper, any kind of wrapping paper that you want to use. And or snow. So snow is whatever you want. Okay, it's snow. It could be that spray on stuff. It could be glitter tape. It could be glitter paper. It could be paint. It could be glue. It could be modeling paste. Are you taking a bath on camera? This is not a porn channel. This is not a kitty porn channel. No. Oh my goodness, stop that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. We all know you're a clean kitty. Yeah. I will get you a package in the mail today, Patty Ann, if you want to join. But I know Carla's going to be in there. I think Rose is going to be stopping in for a little bit from Sweet Teen Roses. Michelle is going to be stopping. And by the way, Michelle is going to be getting a channel up and going. And of course, we're going to support her in that. But she's going to be coming on later at night here. So she's more in the UK community. But that doesn't mean you can't watch the videos, guys. And if you don't know, Michelle is an incredible artist. And just about every medium she touches. By trade, she's a photographer. But she does oil painting. She makes beautiful journals. And she does the I can't remember the word of it. The plastic things we were all talking about the other day, you pour in the mold and it sets, and she does all of that. So yeah, she watercolors. She does all that stuff. She's very, very talented. As a matter of fact, she just did a custom guitar for her son, and now she's got like 2 others that she has to do for friends of his. Yeah, the snow always does. It messes with you. So we got that going on. There's this week. I'm not sure if that's right. Yes. Tomorrow, there's going to be a tucked pocket flip floppy thing. That one's kind of cool. And then the Ghirardelli Squares candy box, which is our last Christmas box of 25. I think it holds 3 or 4 Ghirardelli Squares. 3, we'll say 3. You probably get a 4th one in there if you really want to. And then there's going to be a 12 by 12 easy pocket. And then this Wednesday when I come on, I think I'm not really in the mood to get started on a journal because we're so close to the end of the year, but I do want to have something to do. So I think we're going to be working on a folio. So get out your file folders because you all know how much I love them. And we're going to look at doing some file folder folios. And I found this, and I think this is the only one I have in the white. So we may use this and incorporate this into our folio. And if I do, of course, I'll tell you guys how to do it, you know, how to build them. But I think that's the only white one I have out of all of them. And so we're going to probably play with that a little bit. All right, let me take a look here. B. All right, guys. So this is Marie's channel. Please go over and subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to her. I think that's everybody. I think we're all otherwise subscribed. Yeah, I know, Hen. There are some places that get no but I'm saying on the whole, like the vast majority of the UK has much better public transportation than any place here in the US, and that includes the major cities, with maybe the exception of like Southern California, because I'm reasonably certain you can take California, period. I'm reasonably certain you can almost take a public bus from Northern California all the way down to Mexico and just transfer, because I know they have like interagency transfers and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you can almost go like all the way down Pacific Coast Highway, the whole state. That's okay, Candy. We still love you. But if you guys want to go over, I know we haven't really done a push on Marie's channel, but let's go over and do that. Because right now, she only has 34 subscribers. She needs subscribers. This is a big tribe. Let's do this. All right, guys. So I'm going to probably be doing some kind of a folio this week going into Christmas just to give me something to do. Because I've already cleaned my desk and I've cleaned my shelves. You know what I mean? All right. So I've cleaned up everything. I'm probably going to be doing some videos this week and get those posted. I'm going to update some stuff. The shop is updated. I'm done in the shop. I have to update the schedule of stuff that we're doing because we are through November. We're almost through December. So I want to get that done. And I am posting in through February. So I want to get the March stuff posted. Okay. So I'm going to get all of that done. What a mess. I have updated the Happy Mail list. So if you are on my Happy Mail list and you live in the continental US, please understand that you will be getting Happy Mail from me if I have an address for you. If you want to be on the Happy Mail list and you don't want to give me an address, I can't send you Happy Mail. Okay? What in the... hoopty-doopty is going on here? Probably must have gotten a paper clip because he does not put things back properly. There we go. That'll work. All right. So, yeah. If you want to know what's going on in the channel, just check out the community tab here or over on the YouTube or over on the Facebook, and you can get a list of everything that's going on. Know that I'm going to be updating that within the next 24 hours, 48 on the outside. And so you may want to wait till the end of the weekend. Also, If you want to know what's going on in my world and you want to cyber stalk me, you want to copy that schedule, and everything else goes on in my world, all you have to do is go down to the description, click on the more, and then you will have my Instagram, my email, my Facebook, my Ko-Fi, my Patreon, my Etsy shop, everything, my LinkedIn. It's all down there. Also, don't forget, if you get a chance, swing by Sweet Tea and Roses, our very own Rose, and check out her videos for the challenge, because I want you guys to have as many opportunities to enter for the free stuff as everybody else does. And so I want you to go over there and, check that out. Okay. Until I see you again. Stay hydrated, stay well, stay warm. Bye-bye, guys.